going on, my friends? My name is M238 and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. In the last episode, we got through Candlelit Castle and we helped Richard on his quests to retrieve the 5 golden leaves, and in return he gave us the key to enter the next dungeon. In this part, we're going to take on our next dungeon. So, let's do it. Alright, welcome to level 3 Key Cavern. This is going to be your first long-ish dungeon. Well, normally it's a bit of a long dungeon, but I know the fastest way around this, so I am not going to spend a whole lot of time here. So, from the name Key Cavern, there are you're gonna be getting a lot of keys. You're gonna be getting a lot of keys in order to go through this whole dungeon. In fact, if you look at the overview of the map of this dungeon, then the whole dungeon is basically shaped like a key, which is actually really cool. I like that. I believe in other versions of Link's Awakening, it's also called Slime Cavern. You know, the key that we get in order to enter the dungeon is called Slime Key. So you could also refer to this as Slime Cavern. And the other reason is because there are a lot of these slime enemies called Zolls around this dungeon. These guys actually play a pretty big role later on in the dungeon, and you'll see why later. These guys are, oh my god, wow! Okay, I never thought these guys would be super, aggressive towards me. Holy moly, that was insane. Alright, so go ahead and head over here, and we are fighting the mini-boss of the dungeon. These are Dodongo snakes. These guys are jerks. I hate these guys. They move completely at random. They're very unpredictable. And what you have to do is you have to place a bomb in front of them, and you have to hope that they eat the bomb. Sometimes they say no, and they won't eat the bomb, which means you've completely wasted a bomb. And it is awful. If you suck at this fight, you're gonna be wasting a lot of bombs, and it is so annoying. In the original game, there's a little glitch that you could do in order to, there's a bit of a glitch where, the game, forgets to set, certain flags. So, when you fight any mini-boss that has two mini-bosses, say, for example, there were 2 Dodongo snakes there. In the original game, if you killed one Dodongo snake and leave the room, then the other Dodongo snake is dead. And it's a bit of a weird glitch that happens, and that unfortunately got fixed in this game. So you actually have to fight both of them. And oh man, they made it a little bit better in this game, which I like, but man, no matter what, those guys are huge jerks. I hate the Dodongo snakes. Alright, so our reward for fighting the Dodongo snakes is the Pegasus Boots. The Pegasus Boots makes a return from A Link to the Past, and with the Pegasus Boots, you get to go fast. And so, they made the Pegasus Boots work a little bit differently than in the original game. You can move while you're dashing, so they kept that. But also, you can change your angle while you're dashing, which is very similar to how Minish Cap dashing works. Unfortunately, it takes quite a while to cancel your dash, and so it's super easy to bonk every once in a while. So that can be a little bit annoying. But Pegasus Boots is used for fast traveling, because obviously it is more efficient than walking all over the place. And so there's a bunch of things that I missed on purpose in the overworld, and that's because a lot of that stuff is a lot more convenient when I can dash all over the place, because just walking around isn't really worth it. The same deal with A Link to the Past as well. Alright, so So yeah, earlier when we entered the second floor, which is this floor, there were like 4 doors that you could open if you fought all the well, there were like 4 doors that you could open, and all 4 of those rooms contain a key. And as you saw, like, I went right away, and that's because you don't need any of those keys in order to go through the dungeon. So I just decide if I don't need those keys, I have no reason to explore those. And I know that because I know that. Alright, so in that chest right there contains a compass. The compass has a feature that was in the original Link's Awakening as well as Oracle Seasons and Ages, where if you are in a room that contains a key or a boss key, then the compass will notify you that there is a key in this room, such as this room right here. All you have to do is defeat all those bombies, I believe that's what they're called, and then you get yourself a key. Also, another puzzle in Key Cavern is that there are walls that, like, don't look bombable, but you can bomb them. And the way you know that is by poking your sword against the wall, and then sometimes when you hit a certain spot, the sword clinks a different sound effect. And that's how you know you can bomb it. Thankfully, in the original Link's Awakening, there was a ton of that in that version. But they fixed a lot of that so that everything that you can bomb, or everything that you can bomb has a bombable wall, which is great, which is a very nice improvement that they made in this version, because man, trying to 100% the original version was like semi unreasonable unless you had a guide with you. But now they made it like a lot more lenient. Also, in that last room, there was a key in there, but man, we're at the very end of the dungeon. Why do you want to get that key? All right, and with that, time to fight our boss here, which is Slime Eye. Slime Eye is a little bit harder in this game, or at least that's what it feels like. Okay, that was my fault right there. I was facing down instead of up. What you want to do here is you want to go ahead and slash him a bunch of times, and then when he splits up far enough, then you can then you will, oh my god, that was it. Then you just go ahead and dash into it when he split it far enough, and then he splits it to 2, defeat the little eyeballs right there, and then you win. With Piece of Power, man, this fight is so easy, but without Piece of Power, this fight takes a long time. And I just happen to have Piece of Power, and so I made that fight look a lot easier than it was supposed to be. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how it is. And with that, we're gonna get the item. And this is the Sea Lily's Bell. How many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will wake, and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. And with that, that is going to be it for this episode of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And next time, we are going to Yarna Desert, according to the owl. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.